Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're checking out this new Bestech knife. Now, I already know that this thing is a beast of a knife, but I am so excited to try this thing, and here she is. Ooh, this thing is huge. Massive knife, really big knife, but I'll tell you what, man, looking at this thing, it looks like something I'm going to love. First flick. Ooh, that was a good flick. I really liked that detent. Wow. Oh, this blade is so broad. Look at that satin finish. Nice broad blade. This thing looks like it's going to cut like a champ. You can get up nice and tight to that edge. Look at how much handle I have hanging out, though. Oh, this is comfortable. This is such... I love this blade shape. I absolutely love this blade shape. Man, oh man. I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love, guys. Oh, man. I'm liking this thing a lot. Like a lot. It's big, though. It is so big. I'll be honest, I do kind of wish this was shorter right here. You know, possibly a little bit shorter blade. But if you have an XL hand, this thing's awesome. The access to the lock bar or the disengagement is nice and smooth. You don't have a flipper tab in the way, and it is complete fall shut action. It feels like really good quality too. The hole deployment, great access to the hole. It just lands right where your middle finger lands, and great detent. Oh yeah, great detent. This is fantastic. And it looks sharp, but it's nice. It feels nice and comfortable in the hand. The jimping's a little bit sharp on the spine, but yeah, this thing, pinch grips, going around things, push cuts. Oh man, this thing's gonna be great. Beautiful swedge on the top. I love the way all these angles meet up. The geometry feels nice and thin behind the edge, especially for how big and, you know, broad this blade is. Great sharpening choil. It looks like the plunge grind lands a little later than I would like. I would like this plunge grind to land right here and be very obvious where it lands. In this case, it kind of tapers down to the edge. Hopefully it lands about right there at the very least. I'd love to see it land right there where I have tons of sharpening to get through. All this is very nice and comfortable for your hand. This might be a little sharp right here, but personally it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, this could be knocked down a little bit, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm fine with it. The clip, it looks big and uncomfortable, but because the handle's so big, you don't feel it. Even back here, like I feel it a little bit, but barely. It is wide and it looks, I mean, it matches the knife, right? It looks like it'll work good in and out of the pocket. Lots of milling on the inside. Lots of milling. Holy cow. So for the size, I mean, lots of weight relieving, especially since we have all these windows. And then I'm guessing this is for a lanyard. I wouldn't put a lanyard on something like this. This thing's already so big. T8 hardware all the way around. At least that's the way it looks. Let's test that really quick. Take 2 seconds. Yep, T8 hardware. Love to see that. We have an internal screw on the clip, so you're going to have to take it apart to get to the screw. Man, yeah, no wonder, man, yeah, this thing is light for the size of it, because it is big, boy. The stop pin, one stop pin. It's not a, oh no, it is a shoulder lockup, so that little divot right there is where the stop pin lands. I'll say this, the stop pin could be a little bit bigger. Is it bad? No. Is it small? No. But for the size of the blade, the size of the knife, I'd like to see a big old stop pin. Something that just says tough, you know. But that's just preference. It's fine the way it is. Man, that detent is good. Really good. Let's see if we can get a thumb flick. Ooh, yeah. Let's try it left-handed. So I got my finger on the clip there. Let's try it on the lock bar. Nope, you're going to lock yourself out, but the clip does extend up pretty good, so you can do it. It might be, let me try going up here. Or you can put your thumb up here and get it. So you can get it. You just have to get used to it left-handed. Yeah, you could do it. It's just, you know, it's going to take a little bit of getting comfortable with where you're going to put your finger. But you're probably already used to it if you are left-handed. The grind just looks nasty. Oh, I love it. What blade steel is this? S35VN. So good blade steel. Nice tough blade steel. Good edge retention. Easy to sharpen. Easy to strap back. S35, in my opinion, is a great quality steel. I like S30V just a little bit better, but that's a preference thing. Now, I would say with S30V, and on something like this, I would probably sharpen it. I'd sharpen it at a low angle. I'll be honest. I'd go 15 degrees per side, but I would not take it to a polish because S35 just kind of gets slick after you start using it. So I'd go 15 degrees per side, around 800 grit, 6 to 800 grit. And man, this thing would be so sharp. I mean, oh. I love this shape, man. I always talk about this too. If you guys follow me for a while, the way this thing angles like this, that's great, because what happens is the blade is facing towards what you want to cut always, even without kinking your wrist. Now, of course, you can kink your wrist to trap things a little bit better, but it makes it to where if I'm in a pinch grip, the tip is facing towards what I want to cut. If I'm going to do a push cut, the blade is facing towards trapping the materials better. If I'm going to do an extended cut, you know, everything's leaning forward really nicely for me to get to the end of the cut and then angle my wrist to finish the cut. It's just, I love that. You could easily, if you wanted to do like cuts like this or cut a rope, you know, even with the reverse grip, it's going to trap materials a little bit. Now, not a problem, but you have this big choil, so if you did do a rope cut, you'd probably want to choke up to about that point, you know, and trap it then and then cut through, because otherwise the rope could get caught in the choil, and you don't want a rope to slip up and around a blade. You want to be able to trap it and pop it. My one complaint, man, because I don't have many complaints, but if I was going to make a complaint at all, I just wish the plunge grind was more visible on where it ended. It's appearing that it ends right here. See how it tapers down? I can't tell if it ends here or if it ends here, but I'd like to see it just be very obvious where it ends. Like kind of like this, how you can see exactly where my plunge grind ends on this. You can see it ends perfectly right there. So just something like that where you can see it's very obvious where it ends. But other than that, the size is just so big. That's the one thing. It is a big knife. I'm guessing 9 inches. I probably already showed you guys. Yeah, it's over 9 inches. 9 1/4. What was the blade on that? 4-inch blade, yeah, it's a big boy. I wish it was more like a 3.5, 8-inch blade, or 8-inch overall, but it is what it is. If you look, see how the hole for the reverse flick, or the deployment hole, goes with this cutout. Isn't that cool? How it all goes together. This whole thing just kind of, it looks so aerodynamic. It looks like a race car to me. I love that. Because what I see in this, even though it does look like a race car and aerodynamic, I see functionality. It looks so functional to me. The tip looks like it's going to work great for piercing without being too fragile. The geometry just looks like it's going to just pass through materials great, even though it does have a nice thick blade stock. I don't know what this is, but it's at least 4 millimeters. I don't know exactly what it is. I probably already put it on the screen, so you guys probably already know what it is. What a knife. Let me show you this other knife I have. Here is the Bestech Nuke, and it is by the same designer, as you can see, and you can tell, you know, they're very, very similar. And that's why I bought this, because I actually bought it for Kara, because I knew that it just looks like a very useful knife. And I'll tell you what, man, holy cow, is it broken in really good. When I first got it, it was a little stiff, but it has broken in very, very nicely. And this one is very comfortable in the hand. And the same thing, like I was saying, all the good things about this thing, but this isn't a smaller package. Now, personally for me, I want something right in the middle, right? This is a bit small for me. This one's a bit big. Right in the middle would be perfect for me. But the Bestech Nuke, another cool option. Lots of different versions, different colors and things like that. This one's got the mixed G10. This one's blade steel is M390 though. So you get a little bit better steel on this one. I remember when I first got this, the detent was super stiff, super strong. Not the most comfortable flipper tab on this one, but it still works great. And you can see my first impressions on this. Or I think I did another video on this. I'm not sure. It's been in a few videos though. Anyways, this thing's awesome. I'll tell you what, right now, automatically, I like this one more than this one. Just, it fits my size a little bit better. That reverse flick is great. It's just so smooth. And something about it makes it feel like a little bit better quality in a way. Not saying it is, as this one just feels a little bit more stiff, a little more sharp in a way, and this one feels a little bit more refined. Very similar clips. But anyways, there you guys go. That's a first impressions for you guys, and great first impressions. I'm loving it. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.